Whoa. Hold up a second. Yep, I got that right. There is no more football. It's sad times, but we must persevere. We must move on. And that comes your way next. Episode 247 of the Kirby on Sports podcast. We start a new chapter without NFL football. Welcoming you to episode 247 of the Kirby on Sports podcast. A huge thanks to all of our sponsors. The title sponsor of the Kirby on Sports podcast, Frederick County Parks and Recreation. PM Plus Reserve, Shenandoah Primitives, Mark Francis with Icon Real Estate, Barrett, Pest and Termite Services, Mark Lynch with Guild Mortgage, Shenandoah Music, Icon Media, On the Road Driving School, Nulook Landscaping, Barry Pearson with Equipment Share Advanced Solutions. And don't forget, Don't Sleep Energy, the official energy drink of the Kirby on Sports podcast. Use promo code KOS Podcast for 12% off your order every single time. Let's get straight into it. We got them all with us tonight. The Weapon Dan Dembski joins me once again. How depressed are you, Dan, that there is no more football to be watched? The first Sunday after football always hits tremendously different.
Yeah, it's a weird adjustment, right? We're in a, for NFL fans anyway, sort of a dead time, but there are a lot of sports going on, so it's just a matter of flipping around until you find something else that is sports related that fills the void. But nothing fills the void quite like football for sure, because it's I don't know. It's an obsession for a lot of people, and I think certainly for me, it's an obsession as well. So it's hard. It's hard. This is a sad time, but we will power through. And before we know it, it'll be September again, and we'll be right back here talking next season. So it's going to be an exciting time.
In helping us power through is the Swiss Army knife, Carlos Martinez, who did not win the Pick'ems this year. What's up, buddy?
Show you the world. There is no football on. This freaking sucks. I'm going crazy in my loony room.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Oh, just another day of the dark times. Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, agreed.
I put on my Chiefs hoodie to try to make myself feel better. But it's fine. I'm just depressed.
Yeah, I feel that.
Football.
Yep, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. But, I mean, we recapped the Super Bowl. That was a short episode, but I'm back fully rested.
Was a short episode, Kirby. Why did we have to do that? Why did we have to stay up till the crack ass of dawn to record that?
What?
Whose fault was that?
The crack of dawn? What are you talking about?
Brother, we recorded late into the night.
and you guys did a live stream too, so it was no joke.
Man,
that was a marathon.
We got enough of each other after Super Sunday. That's
I can imagine.
No, hold on. Correction. I got enough of you.
Yeah, okay? that's what I thought.
Dan at least got a break. I didn't get anything.
Exactly.
In fairness, I asked Kirby to come on. So
I mean, yeah, I must say it was fun live streaming the Super Bowl. I mean,
hold on. Okay. It was fun doing it, but the game was trash.
Yeah, the game was bad.
The game was trash.
I mean, we discussed if the game was like, I was like, you've got to be kidding me here.
One of the worst Super Bowls I've ever watched.
I think the halftime show might have been the best part.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the highlight for sure.
100%.
I
100%.
mean, just the grass and the decoration, and who was it? Katy Perry coming out? Am I right?
Gaga?
No,
Lady
excuse me,
Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Yes,
No.
Quite different.
Hated the-
Quite different. Quite different.
yes. Sorry.
Don't you dare disrespect Senora Gaga like that. Okay? Lady Gaga's still relevant.
She is.
Katy
Yeah,
Perry's
that is true.
not. She's
Katy
been relevant
Perry is
since,
not.
like 2015.
You are correct there.
You know the coolest part about that whole thing? There was a legal marriage performed during that halftime show.
Yeah, I mean we're like a week away.
I was gonna say I think we've already covered this. I think we covered this.
Yeah. Well, no, Kirby sent it into the group chat like afterwards when we were all trying to go to sleep, and this fool, because he had to be up at the crack ass of dawn. He stayed up and was just sending us tweets the whole night. And I'm like, Kirby, I'm trying to fall asleep. Like, I got to work too, but I actually get to go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, those were one of the three things I sent. The second thing was the streaker who streaked on the field, obviously.
I don't know. I still actually know what the hell that streaker was trying to do.
It's pretty nuts that they can get that far.
Well, from his meta glasses or whatever, you could see
the meta glasses.
A decoy guy. So one guy jumped down first, got security's attention, then he jumped down and was able to slip past them.
Kind of smart, actually. If you're
yeah. It looked like it was perfectly timed. It looked like it was a whole plan. Like, hey, you're gonna be the fall guy, and then that's gonna let me get on to the field.
Wow. Imagine getting banned from any NFL games in the future, though. That would suck.
Yeah.
Because I imagine if you streak during the Super Bowl, right? You're probably banned from all NFL games, all stadiums.
You're probably gonna. I mean,
100%.
Who's done? I mean, there's been plenty of YouTubers in the past that've done it.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're not allowed in NFL games anymore.
Yeah, and it's also different when it's a regular season game in one stadium versus you're talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're talking about the Super Bowl. Like,
oh man,
yeah, you're
biggest
terrible.
stage. Yep.
Yeah, you are cooked.
It reminds me sort of that YouTube video, and this was years ago. Big Dolls TV dressing up like Klay Thompson,
or Kansas City Chief guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's also kind of the inspiration to me calling my dog Chief.
So he dressed up in a Klay Thompson jersey and was able to get on the court at Oracle Arena before being sent off.
I forgot about that. That's
craziest video ever, and he got banned.
I was a big Dolls guy, back then.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that, and the third thing I sent, the most notable, Klint Kubiak takes the head coaching job for the Las Vegas Raiders. That is the last and final move to be made. Klint Kubiak, a Super Bowl champion with the Seahawks, immediately going to Las Vegas, obviously celebrating with the team, making sure his full attention was on the Seattle Seahawks in winning that Super Bowl before transitioning to the Las Vegas Raiders. Seems like a good move in my mind, but the Raiders and head coaches have had a very bad track record, I must say.
Yep, I agree.
So
and they give their coaches like little chance. So he better start to turn it around in year one, or else they might move on because they're
going to draft Mendoza at 1. They're probably going to move off of Geno here.
They really have no choice on that one. They have to do something.
I mean, I don't really know how this is going to work, but we'll see. I don't know. The Raiders are just a dumpster fire, so
they are. They are, and any coach that got this job is going to be in for a very difficult task for sure.
Well, they're talking about trading away, Crosby.
Yeah. When you're rebuilding, you got to do what you got to do, but yeah, I'm not sure if burning everything down, starting over is the best idea with a rookie quarterback necessarily.
I mean, they need draft capital.
They do.
The more draft capital, the better to go younger, to go cheaper.
Yeah.
Send Crosby off to go, try to win a ring somewhere, and
true
because he's not going to do it in Vegas. Like Vegas is, who knows how long it's going to be until they're like actually a relevant franchise again. They're still paying. Let's see, how many coaches are there? They're paying
Gruden, I think.
Gruden. They're paying. I don't know if they're still paying Pete Carroll. I'm guessing they're still paying Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I think so.
Pierce, and they're still paying Josh McDaniels. Did we lose
Yep,
Dan?
I think you
Crazy.
covered them all. Oh, and wait, what?
Is Dan
can't
frozen for you guys? No,
Hello?
he's back. He's back now.
That's so weird. That's like the second time that's happened.
Yeah, Dan, you like froze for me. Like I could still hear you, but like your video feed had frozen.
I opened up another tab, and I think maybe that's what happened.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
computer probably
Taking
just
up.
slowed down for a second.
Yeah, taking too many tabs.
Are they still paying Basacci? Was that his name?
I don't think so.
The Paisan?
They're apparently paying Chip Kelly as well.
Yeah, because he was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of money tied in.
There's a lot of money, and Davis is not a rich owner.
He's a dope.
Yeah.
Let's just call him what he
He's
is. He's
kind of like he's one of the like I say that, and he's still worth millions of dollars, but he's not uber rich, like some of the other guys that own, the NFL teams. But
Yep.
yeah.
That certainly hasn't helped them. That's for sure.
No, but when you're paying Gruden $100 million, and you're still paying that contract, it's crazy.
It's absurd. It's totally absurd. I don't know. If I were Klint Kubiak, I would make sure that guaranteed money. I mean,
it's all guaranteed.
It's all guaranteed for coaches.
If I was Kubiak, I wouldn't have taken the Raiders job. To me, it's like, what is there to offer me there?
Right.
Well,
he could be the hero.
Super Bowl off of a team, that had all these weapons and guys and people overachieving, a quarterback who didn't go pumpkin mode.
He never did. That is true.
And now I'm coming to the Raiders that has the guy who at quarterback right now, and Geno Smith, who it looks like he was the reason why the Seahawks couldn't get over the hump. And then you have no weapons. Like, what are the weapons that, they have Brock Bowers. That's about it.
Zilch.
Genty. But aside from that, like, what do you got?
Yeah, it's an impossible task, I would say. I think the best case scenario for Klint Kubiak is if he's able to take them above 500 next year. I think that's kind of the best result you can ask for.
And then consider the division that they're in. They're
very difficult.
Chiefs who are looking to rebound. You're
Chargers.
with the Chargers who, we'll see how they take a step forward. They're going to get their tackles back this season. Hopefully they can stay healthy. They have a Mike McDaniels offense. We'll see how he does as just the offensive coordinator, which we've seen how he does as the offensive coordinator. He's pretty decent offensive coordinator.
Seems like they should be better. Yeah.
I would hope that, maybe McDaniels can actually take Herbert to the next level and actually take him to where, the nerds have him, because I certainly don't have him there.
Yeah.
And then, you got Denver, who just, were just the 1 seed, and honestly, had Bo Nix not gotten hurt, would have most likely been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think you covered it well. It's just going to be a difficult assignment. There's no coach in the world that necessarily wants this job at all.
It's like the Cardinals job. Like, who wanted the Cardinals job?
And that's why they were
the Cardinals job again.
LaFleur.
Oh yeah, the other LaFleur.
Yeah, that's a great hire.
The other LaFleur.
Yeah.
So
Let's see if he's as good as his brother, because at least his brother's like a consistent winner, just hasn't been able to do it in the playoffs. But
this coaching cycle was really bizarre. Maybe next year we'll get back to some normalcy with the season and all the off-season stuff, because this year. This coaching cycle was a lot similar.
I'm glad the
season
over, because I just.
Well, yeah, especially when your team's out of it, like you have nothing to.
We had nothing to
really
root for in the playoffs. It sucked.
Yeah, none of us did this year. Yeah.
Kirby rarely does, but at least last year he had something.
Yeah, he had quite a run to cheer for, but of course.
Yeah, that is true. So almost 2 years removed from that. So
true.
But here's my tie-in here: the Super Bowl, NBC. Then Mike Tirico does a live send to Olympics coverage. Then he's on a flight
Brothers
to Italy.
in love with this story.
Oh, dude,
you keep talking
incredible.
I think he's in love with Mike Tirico.
He is continuing to put out a great product for the Olympics.
Make sure you spit on it, too.
All right, Carlos, take it easy.
Okay, Carlos. Yeah, take it easy, Carlos. Yeah.
So
the Olympics are on NBC right now, and I will tell you that
you haven't watched a lick of it. Stop lying.
Okay. There's this much Olympics if you're on the YouTube, about this much of coverage.
Hey,
with
Kirby's watched about this much.
I've watched about
No, you haven't. You've watched less than that.
No
I've
chance.
watched about that.
Stop lying, bro.
No, about that.
Stop lying.
I'm into the hockey, Carlos. I'm into
the hockey is this much.
It's very, very minuscule.
Very little.
So then this much.
Yes,
you're referring.
You
Okay.
Attaboy.
Okay.
You know what I really enjoy that I'd forgotten was a thing is freestyle skating, where they're going up hills and or skiing. Sorry, not skating. Jeez.
I was very confused there for a second.
It's sort of like like cross country skiing or something like that, where you have obviously the skiing stuff, and you're like going up hills and you're climbing. It's crazy. Like it's wild to me. If you guys get a chance, you should
really
check
glad
that
about
out
this
sure.
Winter Olympics.
What's up?
How the Canadians have been exposed for what they really are, a bunch of cheaters trying to win at curling with a little finger push over the line. Bunch of cheaters, if you ask me. They like to, they got a great brand rep up there who makes it seem like Canadians are so great, eh? We got maple syrup, eh? we're the nicest people, eh? We'll give you our leg if you really want it, eh? And then it turns out they're about as a scumbag bunch of people as the rest of us.
That's right. They play dirty like the rest of us do.
Here's the deal. For hockey.
Also, shout out to our boy, Tom Wilson over there getting into the first fight in the Olympics since 1988, I think it was.
If there was anyone who was going to do it,
if there was anybody, it was going to be our boy Wilson.
That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely.
Tom Wilson gets ejected. Ejected. Because there are strict rules in the Olympics when it comes to fighting.
I'll do anything for that man. That dude might be my hero.
Yeah,
he just doesn't quit.
He's a savage, man. It's just
he is.
I remember it was the year after they won the Stanley Cup, and he had that one epic fight in that Stanley Cup playoff.
Yeah.
And I just remember it was against the Rangers. It was against the New York Rangers. And I remember we were just waiting. We were hoping. And there were some moments it looked like he was going to get into the fight. And the crowd went into a frenzy just wanting it. And he didn't do it. But you saw it in his face. He even laughed at it, dude. He was like, I'll get you. I'll get you. I was like, bro, please, I want to see this live.
He doesn't need much of a reason to do it either. He just
he loves to fight.
It just comes naturally. And he's like Finley, he loves to fight. So it's a nice WWE throwback. But overall in the Olympics, obviously the U.S. third in total medals, not where we'd want to be ideally. Looks like Norway's kind of run away with things right now. The total
it's the Winter
medal
Olympics.
count,
not really.
But it is. The Summer Olympics are always kind of more
Summer
important.
Olympics is always between us and China and
right. So, I mean, all things considered, third place in the Winter Olympics, not too bad. Obviously,
if we can take the gold in both women's and men's hockey,
that'll be good.
Okay, that's what matters. That's the marquee event. All right, it's all about hockey.
That's right.
Yeah, women's gold medal match is tomorrow as we're recording against Canada, and the United States as we're recording tonight has a match against Sweden. So
okay. The Swedes, yep.
And Canada's playing. That's as close as I'm gonna get on the Czechia, I guess.
Okay, hold on.
I think maybe the Czech Republic. CZECHIA. But
I believe that is correct. Yes, Czech Republic. You are correct.
Yes, it said Czechia. I'm like, that's
the informal name.
It's kind of like Turkey. Like we call it Turkey,
right?
But in reality, it's called Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey. That's how it's spelled, anyway.
But I mean that's about as much as I've watched of the Olympics, but so far pretty good. I mean, I've seen some of the skiing, but haven't like sat down for a full segment
Wait,
of
so
it.
you only
if you will.
you only called out just U.S. and the United States, Sweden, and Canada. Czech Republic.
Yeah, but
You didn't say
everybody wants the
Finland,
U.S.
Switzerland?
Canada.
Fucking Swits, and then Slovakia against Germany.
Yeah, those are.
I mean, it's not like any of them are really a challenge. The only challenge is going to be Canada. Well, Sweden's not easy.
Sweden's been good in this Olympics, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Across the board.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's crazy how many local people are in the Olympics too. There's a person from Vienna, Virginia, a person
That's
from
not-
Knoxville,
no.
Virginia.
Well, local for me, if you're talking about Northern Virginia.
yeah, that's
but
not local. That's just people from the state, Kirby. Like,
Yeah.
Knoxville is.
that's not local. Like, local is if they're from Winchester themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Knoxville, I think, is in Southern Virginia.
Knoxville is like 3 hours away.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Knoxville is by right by Manassas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Manassas isn't too far, but
Man's asses.
oh boy.
What? That's how it's
nothing.
spelled.
Nothing. Yeah, so it's just been nice to have on, right? Like I'm not like you guys, I'm not completely locked into every event and stuff like that, but certainly having it on and like just watching a couple events here and there, it's good fun. And just the quality athleticism just on is on point across all the different
Look, we
sports,
better
for
enjoy
sure.
the Winter Olympics as long as we can, because by like 2050 we're probably not going to have it anymore.
Yeah, it's just gonna be all Summer Olympics.
Yeah, pretty much.
So or Spring
Running out of
Olympics.
places to host it. So
Yeah. Yeah. One of the other cool things that I love about the Winter Olympics is the bobsled too. Like that's intense. Like I've always wondered, like, I mean, how do you even get
isn't that what
involved
that
in
one movie's based off? The Jamaican bobsled
The
team?
Jamaican bobsled team. Yep, correct. Exactly.
Oh my god, that cracks me up. A Jamaican bobsled team. It always cracks me up when there are like the more like tropical countries that are in the Winter Olympics, because like how do you do it?
Yeah, how do you practice? Like
That's what I'm saying.
How do you prepare?
do it? It's like
Yeah.
Mexico. Like well, I guess Mexico you can do it because you can get in the mountains.
Yeah, and in places like Brazil as well. Probably, I mean, you can get up in the mountains and stuff, but still,
No.
it's well.
Does Brazil doesn't? Do the Andes cross through Brazil?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Look
Geography
that up.
questions
No.
here.
Look that up. I know Brazil is predominantly rainforest.
True. I'm gonna just do this.
Do they? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. It has to.
I would say yes too.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't realized, we're just free flowing this episode. Like we're not. We have no structure here.
It's fun. It's fun.
It looks like the main mountain range is. Oh, geez. Let me see if I can get this right. and then the Andes comes up. Okay, so I guess it is. Let me try this. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off Dan while he's finding that. Just having it on in the background is good to see. I haven't watched a lot, but it's just always good to when the Olympics are on, especially hockey, the Winter Olympics. That's what I get most engaged in for the most part. So I'm just hoping USA can make a run to the gold medal in both men and women's. I think that'd be awesome.
Well, it'll be tough just getting through Canada. I mean, we had what did we have last year for the All-Star break for NHL? That the 4-nation face-off something like that.
Oh, the
yeah.
hockey. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Canada, US.
Canada, US put on a classic.
Yeah, it
but
was
then
great.
Canada ended
It was
up winning at the end. God, that was awesome. God,
Yeah,
the
I
NHL does
watched-
it right sometimes. They just do it right.
And I think there was a lot of discussion after that of like, wow, the NBA could learn something from this. The MLB could learn something from this. You know, having something
I think the
similar.
NBA did.
They did.
No,
Yeah.
by all accounts, I mean, so I didn't watch a lick of the All-Star game, but for all accounts, it sucked. Nobody's happy with it.
It's the most meaningless All-Star game of all
It
the major
used to
All-Stars.
be fun. It
used
used to be
to matter.
so much fun because,
Yeah.
sure, like the first 3 quarters of the All-Star game, like there'd be no defense and it would just be prolific scoring. But then that final quarter, they would go all out, and that's how it always went. And then somehow that got lost.
It's just a sign of the times. It's the load management era in the NBA, and just the way things have kind of gone with guys not playing and their minutes being so overly criticized and stuff like that. So
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean,
so
the NBA won't do this because they don't want to lose out on the money, but they just need to shorten the season. That's what they need to do, because if these guys aren't even going to play these 82 games, like, yeah, like you got to, like, like the way the NBA is now is not what it was even damn near 10 years ago. Like in 2016, we still had LeBron playing most games.
Right.
Now LeBron isn't on the All NBA team because of the amount of games he's missed.
Well, they're going to have trouble figuring out who's even going to be eligible for awards, because a lot of the major stars might not even have enough games. I think like Luka Doncic is not going to have enough, games.
He's hurt all the time.
Yeah, like
it's crazy.
Who is it? I think SGA is also not going to get can't qualify for the MVP either, because he's been out with a rib injury, I think it's been.
Right.
So like he's been disqualified, and he's like the reigning MVP.
I feel for you, Dan. I'm feeling for you because you're heading to a Wizards game.
This was the weirdest transition here.
No, this is NBA, but Dan, I'm feeling for you because you're going to a Wizards game. You won't get to see Trae Young or Anthony Davis play. I'm sorry.
Well, the 2 days after they trade for Anthony Davis, he's out for the season. It's like, what a great
sitting out.
What a brilliant trade that was. Another amazing trade by the Washington Wizards. They just don't miss. They really don't.
Yeah, I don't know why they trade for a guy that they can't even use this season.
Since I'm not a huge NBA fan, I'm just looking forward to going, to be honest, and just being in that environment and just
see my guy basketball. Dave Johnson.
Yeah.
He does the intro. Why not?
That'd be cool.
But yeah, it's the NBA All-Star game is, and I saw highlights as well from the dunk contest. I'm like, who cares?
It was the worst dunk contest. Everybody keeps blaming LeBron because LeBron never did it, and I'm just like, well, other guys could just it didn't. I mean, I'm also pissed that LeBron never did it, but at the same time, it's also like, well, I don't see why LeBron not doing it stopped other stars from doing it.
Right, exactly.
It's just a culture that was created that, they didn't want to do those marquee events that made All-Star Weekend so cool.
Right.
Like the dunk contest used to be dope. Like it used to be. And to me, it's like they got to figure that out. Maybe they stop using NBA players because now they're just using like G League guys at this point.
Yeah. So the last 5 or 6 years.
Bring in the street dunkers and just have them do it,
Yeah, it's a good point.
All-Star Weekend used to be so cool. And now it sucks. I had like no interest in watching it.
Well, and it's also been a chance to, introduce players across the NBA, like who are stars, quote unquote, to people who aren't familiar necessarily, and give you a chance to appreciate the vast talent of the NBA. But that's just not how it goes anymore. It's like you said, Carlos. Perfect example is the G League guys, and just some lower level NBA guys are doing the dunk contest now and stuff like that. And it's like, that's fine. It gives them exposure, right? But
dunk contest.
But that was not the intent behind the dunk contest.
We used to have we used to be a proper country. We used to have Blake Griffin. We used to have Zach LaVine doing it.
Zach LaVine became a star because of the dunk.
Yeah,
dunking over cars.
Used to have Dwight Howard do it. I'm pretty sure Jordan did it at one point. We used to be a proper country. So. We used to be a proper country.
Yeah, we lost our way. The NBA has lost their way, and they have to do something about all this.
It's become way too player friendly.
Yeah,
way too much. Yeah.
The players control too much. And I'm not saying like that's not the worst thing in the world, but
You got to have a happy medium, right? You got to have a little of both.
Well, you got to have these guys be willing to represent. Like the NBA, sure, the playoffs are fun,
Yep.
because that's when it matters. But it doesn't get fun until like the second round of the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Last year's playoffs were pretty dope because you had Indiana, making that,
magical,
that miraculous run, and almost pulling it off, and then unfortunately Halliburton got hurt on that last game.
Yeah.
God, that one, not the last game. Game 6.
Game 6, he got hurt.
Or was it early game 7? No, it was early game 7.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did get hurt game 6.
It was a big blow for them regardless.
Yeah, for sure. He said it was a big blow for them regardless.
He
was their whole team basically. So when he went down, it was like they didn't know what to do.
I was rooting so hard for Indiana too.
Me too, man.
I wanted them to do it. I wanted them to do it so bad.
Years of suffering. So quite a shame.
It's okay. They'll be all right. They'll always have memories. Beating the Knicks.
That's true.
Halliburton doing the choke thing too early because he hit a 2 instead of a 3.
I remember that.
And then they go to OT.
Hitting that classic Reggie Miller celebration. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh, Reggie.
Gents, let's take a quick break here on episode 247, but I have another question to pose, maybe to bring in some more conversation right after this. You're tuned into episode 247 of the Kirby on Sports podcast.
Winter blues got you down? Cold days, gray skies, and snow that just won't go away? Hang in there. Spring is right around the corner. Join Frederick County Parks and Rec for Kite Fest at Shenandoah Park, Sunday, March 29th, presented by Blue Ridge Agents Insurance. Bring your own kite or grab one at the event and watch the sky fill with color. Enjoy an Easter egg hunt, face painting, lawn games, and family-friendly fun for all ages. Blue skies, fresh air, spring smiles. Put Kite Fest on your calendar. Warmer days are coming.
For sports fans living in condominium and homeowners associations, as well as business professionals, when you need a reserve study, PM Plus Reserves has been in business since 1990. Their studies are accurate and easy to understand. Check them out when your association needs a study. www.pmplusreserves.com. You can also contact them at 703-803-8436. Once again, www.pmplusreserves.com. Is it finally time to upgrade your home's interior? How about with an authentic farm table made locally from recycled barnwood? Shenandoah Primitives, based right here in Winchester, Virginia, makes farm tables, benches, tables, coffee tables, and a long list of other items for your home decorating needs. At Shenandoah Primitives, function and style are combined for great furniture that will last generations. If you're interested in combining the industrial look of metal with wood, or considering something incredibly unique with a live edge, Shenandoah Primitives turns those ideas into reality. Thinking about a mirror, wine rack, or other accent piece for your home, Shenandoah Primitives can assist with that as well. As a local small business, Shenandoah Primitives is happy to work with each client for a custom design or schedule an appointment to come out and view current inventory. Local high-quality handmade items can be found at Shenandoah Primitives. Find us on Facebook and Instagram or visit us at www.shenandoahprimitives.com. Once again, that's www.shenandoahprimitives.com. All right, welcoming you back to episode 247 of the Kirby on Sports podcast. I'm joined by the Weapon Dan Dembski and the Swiss Army Knife, Carlos Martinez. Guys, again, football's over, but we will power through. We're going to power through.
My heart will go on.
So
we got 6 months or ish until Until
29 Sundays until football's back.
regular season. Yeah.
So we were talking about
29
NBA and
Sundays, wow.
you know, NBA and back when it was fun. We mentioned Jordan, so I was sort of going to do a quick segue. See if you saw on Sunday the Great American Race, the Daytona 500.
Oh, not my thing.
Michael Jordan's driver Tyler Reddick
Yeah, I
only
saw.
lasted one lap. Yeah, led one lap, which was the final lap, and won the Daytona 500.
Matches, but I didn't watch because I am. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I hear you. No, I didn't watch, but I did see it on social media. But yeah, it's what's your question? Because you said you had a question.
Yeah, how about Jordan? What do you think? He finally got to hoist the Harvey J. Earl
He was
trophy you
driving,
get for
so
winning a
cool.
500.
Cool. He
Well,
wasn't the driver, so
Yeah, I mean,
He's
part
great.
of being a good
paid the
owner.
guy who won.
Yeah, part of being a good owner in NASCAR is just about knowing like what drivers to bring on board. So, I mean, kudos to Michael Jordan for knowing, the right drivers to bring on. Obviously, Tyler Reddick, still pretty young, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a great move for him and a nice win. But yeah, I mean, NASCAR is not what it used to be either. So that's and it doesn't really have the national spotlight like it used to, like when I was a kid. Anyway, like it was like 20 years ago.
I only follow it to root for my drivers for Joe Gibbs Racing. That's
Well,
my
naturally.
number one priority right there.
Yeah.
And Ty Gibbs too. I don't even think he's on Joe Gibbs Racing, but Ty Gibbs, Joe Gibbs' grandson, is putting out a great showing recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know the specifics with that, but yeah, no, it's interesting, but to see where guys end up. It's also funny to see like there's such a weird mix in NASCAR of like super young drivers and also guys who raced when I was young and are in their 40s and 50s now. It's just kind of funny to me that so many guys kind of stick around, but it is racing, so generally you're not going to get hurt unless you get like a bad crash or something. But yeah, it's that's really it. I don't pay too much attention to NASCAR, but
See, you don't really have to though, because all you have to do is tune into like the last 5 laps. That's when the excitement happens.
Look, they're
Because
making a left turn. Oh my god, another left turn.
no, but towards
Oh
the
my god,
end,
breaking news! Another left turn.
but the part of the last 5 laps, you have drivers trying to overtake, higher cause for crash.
you see the big crash usually.
Late big crash towards the end. Oh man, the crashes towards the end, those are epic.
And I think that's why people
That is
watch.
a crazy statement. Just saying, that's a crazy thing to wish upon people.
No,
To get into a car
I
wreck.
don't. I hate to.
That's
I
a
hate to.
crazy thing. Those drivers
I hate-
could die, Kirby, and you're sitting there wishing for that to happen. Essentially, that is a crazy thing to do.
I'm gonna defend him a little bit. I don't. I think he misstated what he
Yes,
meant.
because we all know Josh Kirby, Mr. Eloquent with his words.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, these cars are designed to protect you very well. Obviously, you hate to see
They're designed
everybody
until
get
they're
hurt.
not. It just takes that one. It just takes that
I
one.
understand.
No one has died in a while. I'll say that. I don't know how long a while.
But that's what I'm saying. It just takes that one.
Yeah.
You know what they say.
It just takes that one.
Sometimes you're due for that type
And then
of
Kirby,
thing.
you're gonna feel like the biggest piece of manure. Because
Well, I will say I think what he meant is just that
let's see
it's
how
just
let's see how
a big
this-
crash happened and it's just human nature that people want to see that type of stuff. Not like
I don't wanna see a
obviously
car crash. What? I don't
People
want to see
do.
that.
people do. And that's why people watch, especially like Kirby said, the last 5
On
to
an
5 to
inclusive
10 laps.
track with race cars designed for that.
Yeah. I mean they're safe. They're very safe.
Yeah, I don't know if they're designed for crashing. This isn't the Derby or whatever the hell it is.
Dale Earnhardt was the last guy killed, and that was 2001. So
RIP.
it's been a while.
I mean,
Wasn't there a whole conspiracy with that?
I haven't heard any conspiracy.
No, like not necessarily with his death per se, but more so like his wife or whatever not letting people see, like not letting his kids like have any. I don't know. There was a whole thing that I saw on it once.
I might have to
what it was.
Might have to dive into the rabbit hole of YouTube. We'll see.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole one time, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah. They did a tribute on the third lap. Everybody held up 3. They do that
Yeah, I saw
every
that.
year.
I did see that.
It's a great gesture. I mean, lost him way too soon, and what was
See when he died.
He was probably like pushing 50, I would say. So he wasn't young by any
Too
stretch.
soon.
He was not young by any stretch.
He didn't deserve to die that way. That was.
I would imagine he was close to retiring from NASCAR.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, was his son already racing by then?
Yeah,
he was in the same
He
race.
was in the race, right?
Right.
Yeah, when it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was, God, how do you
How
continue?
did we get onto Dale Earnhardt?
Like, how in the world do you continue a race after that? I don't even know. But
Well, I mean,
I guess they didn't necessarily, but because the wreck was in the last lap and then the race just ended. But
Yeah.
But regardless, I think we've gotten away from the original point. But yeah, I don't pay much attention to it. I'll see like little snippets here and there, but I mean, it is kind of something that you can kind of mark your calendar to, like the Sunday after the Super Bowl. The Daytona 500's coming on. So, I mean, I didn't watch, but
yeah.
I did.
Well, if Ricky Bobby's not racing and Carlos is not watching,
Yeah. If you ain't first, you're last.
First, you're last.
Oh, I love it.
Trademark by Ricky Bobby.
There we go.
Kirby doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
What a
Kirby, have you
perfect
never
movie.
seen Talladega Nights?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, I was about to say, if you had it, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you.
No,
Oh,
I've
Okay,
watched it.
Okay, good.
Did you watch the new race car movie? I forget what I think it's called.
Cars?
F1.
F1? No, I haven't watched it.
Oh,
Watched
that
it.
is really good.
But I need
I heard
Really
it's-
good.
I heard it's
what I
good.
needed to do was go watch it in IMAX, but I didn't go watch it.
It's a good one. It's really
heard-
good.
I heard it's good. It's one
I'll
of the
check
few
it out.
movies that I didn't watch
Yeah.
this year.
I got a
So-
whole list of stuff. Maybe now
Yeah,
I'll get
Kirby
to
will watch
all of it,
F1, but he won't watch Sinners.
but- Well, that's for other reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen a good movie in the theaters lately.
That's because you're not going to go watch the good movies. Kirby,
No,
did
I
you-
just haven't had time.
Did you go watch Sinners? Did you go watch Sinners? Did you watch it?
No.
There you go. So you're not going to go watch the good movies. Did
Oh,
you
got
go
you there.
watch what's the one that I just watched recently? Begonia.
Heard good things about that. Heard good.
Yeah, I have too.
You see, you didn't watch it, so you didn't go see a great movie. That movie was awesome. Did you go see One Battle After Another?
No.
Oh, you see? So don't sit here and tell me I haven't seen a good movie because you just don't go see the good movies. What was the
It
last
isn't-
movie you watched in theaters? Was it F1?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, look, I didn't watch F1.
Yeah, that's the last time I was in the theater and I had nothing to do during the day. And I'm like, I'm going to go see a movie.
You know, the movie theater was my favorite place to go back in the day. But
Yeah,
I used
but
to- I
as
used
a parent,
Your friends are like, hey, you want to go see a movie?
brother, I used to have, what's it? The AMC A-list thing, whatever.
A-list, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Watch movies all the time.
Yeah, that was legit.
It's
that
still
was a
around.
legit deal.
It's still legit.
Is
If
it
I had
really?
an AMC around me, I'd still have mine. But since I moved out here and I didn't have an AMC over here, I was like, I can't keep it.
No, I might
I have
check
a
into that.
Regal, and the Regal one is
Regal.
not as good.
Yeah, I think that's what's near me is a Regal as well. So
Man, we might have to catch a movie sometime, boys.
you're not supposed to talk during the movie though. I know that's probably a.
I mean, we got a lot of big movies coming out this year.
Mhm.
So I'll tell
Avenger.
you a good movie story.
Got
God,
Supergirl. We've got a bunch of other movies that I can't think of right now, but there's
Kirby's
a long
like-
list that I'm excited for.
I have a good movie story. Oh boy, is this really going to be a good movie story, Kirby?
I
We'll
think
see.
so.
Oh boy. All right, let's hear it.
Rogue One in theaters. Star
One of the
Wars
best
Rogue
cinematic
One.
experiences of all time. That
Really good.
movie is probably one of the best Star Wars movies ever made.
So I'm like,
We're about to
man,
nerd out here for a minute, Dan. Give us a second.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
So
Wait, Dan, hold on. Before you tell us, Dan, have you seen Rogue One?
No, actually.
damn.
Dan, have you seen? Okay, hold on. How many Star Wars movies have you seen?
Oh gosh. I would say only like 2 or 3 all the way through. Believe it or not, I'm just not a Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Brother. Okay, look, never watched the sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy sucks. Okay?
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9. I mean, 7 is okay. Like 7 is serviceable. Like it
8,
was
9.
good.
No.
8 is like controversial. Like it's controversially good in my opinion. There's just a whole entire like plot line that's not good. The Canto Bite stuff, terrible.
Interesting.
And then 9 is just an abomination. Like 9 is terrible. It makes no sense. They try to pretty much retcon everything that happened in episode 8. Just throw it away. Just throw it away.
Throw it away.
I would always suggest the original trilogy because the original trilogy is the best.
Yep.
Then episode 1 is okay. Episode 2 is trash, and episode 3 is a cult classic, man. It's not great, but it holds such a special place in my heart. And then Rogue One is between, or it's like it takes place right before episode 4 of how they get the Death Star plans.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so good. And then when you watch that, then go watch Andor, the Disney Plus series. Brother, some of the best TV you'll ever watch.
I've never watched Andor though.
Watch. You guys got me in my nerd corner right now. Andor is one of the best TV series ever made. There's only 2 seasons, and it's basically following one of the characters that you meet in Rogue One, and it leads up right to the movie, right? So like if you want to watch the show first and then the movie, you can do that. Because then you'll have a better sense of who that character is in the movie. But my God, some of the things that happen in that show, it's just exquisite writing. It's beautifully shot, and it's just a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
So getting back to
your story. Sorry.
So I'm watching Rogue One, and this show is amazing. Like, man, this is incredible. This and that. You get towards the end, I'm like, oh, they're about to wrap this up, this and that. And then
the Vader scene, is that what we're about to talk about?
Oh yeah, you see how it actually ends. And I basically gasp. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Made me want to go home and turn on A New Hope immediately.
Well, because it leads right into A New Hope.
Yeah, because it's like Darth Vader's right there, almost had it. Then they're just
Dad, the Vader scene at the end. It's exactly what you thought Vader was going to be, like, because you know, like they couldn't do what they could do like back then that they could do now,
right?
So like what he does, and it's not a long scene. It's maybe like 30 seconds. Like Vader's not very much in the movie,
right?
But like when he is in the movie, he only has about 4 scenes in the movie, and they're not long scenes, but dude, like he's menacing. You're just like, holy shit. Yeah. I highly recommend you watch.
Okay, we'll do.
Are you guys watching Game of Thrones?
Nah, I'm not a big Game of Thrones.
Come on, Dan. You're a nerd out here, bro.
Me either.
No.
You guys suck.
I was never into it in the original run and all that either.
You guys missed out.
Are you all fans of The Hobbit? Lord of the Rings?
Just entirely Lord of the Rings? Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, and because I think, if I'm correct, the same producer that produced Star Wars did Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, right?
No. Like, what do you mean producer? They're made by 2 different studios.
Yeah, I do. I
Like,
do know that.
Director
is done by Lucasfilm. And then all the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies were made by Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema.
There you go. There you have it.
Okay. So where am I going with that? Yeah, for some reason, The Hobbit gives me Star Wars type of adventure vibes.
I mean,
that makes sense.
I mean, when you really think about it, like Star Wars is a fantasy story set in space.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't to me. Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars are two totally different types of sci-fi, fantasy type stuff.
But
totally,
it's funny. I saw The Hobbit in theaters in the end scene where who was it? I think it was Bilbo because Frodo wasn't around. Frodo's in
the Hobbit,
Lord of the Rings.
The Rings is Frodo.
Yeah. So Bilbo, he they are in that big cave full of gold, and then they awake the dragon, and the dragon goes into the city, and then he's like, what have we done? And then the movie ends.
Oh yeah.
That was another good one.
That was a good ending there.
Wow.
They did not stick the landing on that trilogy. They did not stick the landing on that one. Whereas the Lord of the Rings, 3 of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh my gosh. I what was it like back?
So real quick. So they just re-released them into theaters a couple months ago in December, I think it was. And they re-released the director's cuts, which are for a lot of fans the true versions of the movie because they give you so much more context. The only problem is they're long as hell. Like Return of the King is like 4 hours in the director's cut.
Oh my God.
It's long, but my God, is it 10 times better than the theatrical? Me and my sisters, or my older sister, we used to do like a marathon, like every like around Christmas time. We would do a marathon and watch the director's cuts of those movies, because God, they're just so good. And the fact that those movies were made in the early 2000s and they still look as good as they do, like they still hold up with because they did more practical effects than CGI. So, and even the CGI that they use for Schmeagol still holds up. Now you can tell in The Hobbit, like it's 10 times better in The Hobbit when they had Schmeagol in the movie. Wow, we are like so far off of sports right now, just saying. But like,
just wait.
But yeah, like it just the Lord of the Rings, like those movies still hold up phenomenally.
That's another thing. I definitely have no excuse not to watch those original trilogies.
Have you never seen them, Dan?
I have when I was younger, but it was always one of those things where like, you know, I didn't have at the time I didn't really have the attention span to. Like,
I mean, I feel it. I understand completely.
Yeah, to focus in. But I mean,
now that you're older, I will appreciate it more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to go back and watch it soon. But
you guys are making me want to nerd out right now. So
yeah. I can definitely.
If you guys ever need movie knowledge, I'm your guy. I know a lot.
Yes,
all right, are you ready to hear this?
All right, go for it.
All right, you ready?
God,
you ready?
Sure.
Go.
God.
I used to do it so much better.
Cut that from the freaking
thing. Precious.
Yeah, write down what this was at 53:30. Got it.
Yeah, 53:30. Let's make sure we cut this.
We know what you cut out.
Go. I used to do it so better back in the day.
See, I have a great Schmeagol impression, but I'm not going to do it on the pod.
Oh, please do.
No, absolutely not.
My precious. Okay, whatever.
I'll do it off air. I'll do it off air. I'm not doing it on air. I'm not embarrassing myself like that.
Hey, we've gotten so far off topic, but let's take another break. We're going to wrap things up with some more talk about sports and whatever comes to our mind. You're listening to episode 247 of the Kirby on Sports podcast, and we'll be right back.
Hey there, Kirby on Sports podcast fans. Mark Francis with Icon Real Estate here for you. Remember, if you have any real estate needs, buying or selling, I'm your guy. I would love to help you out. And you can also find me on my own personal podcast, Iconic Talk. where you get a chance to learn about the local real estate market and why Winchester is an amazing place to live. Reach out to me anytime, 540-247-1527, and find Iconic Talk anywhere you get your podcasts.
Bed bugs. The only thing creepier than thinking about them is actually having them. Trust me, you don't want to have them. Locally owned and operated Barrett Pest and Termite Services can keep you from having bed bug nightmares and infestations. Call 540-340-3922 to schedule your free inspection and consultation. If bed bugs are already in your home, we'll get rid of them so you can rest easy. We also specialize in keeping homes and businesses free of other pests, including rodents and termites. That's Barrett Pest and Termite Services, 540-340-3922.
Are you looking to take the final steps in order to get your driver's license? Look no further. On the Road Driving School offers teen and adult driving, along with classroom sessions for teens and adults, DMV re-exam classes, and driver improvement classes. On the Road Driving School has what you need in order to get on the road. Contact them today at 540-869-6105. That's On the Road Driving School. 540-869-6105. On the Road Driving School will get you on the road.
It's Jason, General Manager at Shenandoah Music, here to tell you all about...
Jay, what are you doing here?
Well, Matt, I'm trying to tell the people about our selection of guitars, basses, keyboards, drum sets.
I know that, but I always do the radio spots.
You get to have all the fun. I want to tell everyone about our huge selection, unbeatable prices, unmatched service, and in-depth knowledge.
Jay, I really don't think now is the time to discuss.
So remember, folks, when you think music, think Shenandoah Music in Winchester.
That's my line.
Welcome back, episode 247 of the Kirby on Sports podcast, towards the tail end, wrapping things up. But guys, I had another thing pop into my head, another thought. You know, you feel that today was a pretty nice warm day, wasn't it? Right?
Yesterday was better.
Yeah, yesterday was definitely warmer. Yeah,
But yeah,
it's been nicer.
the warm temperature is nice. You know that gets me
They
thinking.
call it the false spring in Virginia because
Yep.
this is how it always goes. We get a bump in temperature. We're thinking, winter's over, and then we're about to get absolutely blasted by either another snowstorm or just another Arctic blast.
Yeah, agreed,
Yeah.
Carlos. Yeah.
Well,
So-
well, here's the thing. It gets me thinking of, warm weather, palm trees, maybe the state of Florida. And, oh, wait, Florida and Arizona, two warm places. Spring training's back, baby. Who's excited?
I couldn't be any less excited.
Yeah, Carlos doesn't really follow baseball like that. But
All right, Dan, Orioles, man, are they going to look good or not?
This is a great question. I do want to actually know this, Dan. How are the
Yeah.
Orioles looking? I actually do want to know this. I want to know if our trip to Camden Yards this year is going to be worth it.
So I will say this: their lineup, as far as hitters and in obviously defense, really solid. I think they could have one of the best lineups if healthy. That is, because Jackson Holliday unfortunately just had surgery. He's going to miss opening day. Not sure how long he's going to be out, but their pitching rotation is going to continue and has continued to be an issue for this team. Their starting rotation as well as their bullpen, I think. Let me see. You asked me before I was ready, but they made some moves to sign some guys in the offseason to kind of shore up the bullpen a little bit. So they're I think in better shape this offseason than they were in previous years. But I think they still need that ace. They still need that big, flashy, pitching signing that unfortunately this team has not done yet. Now they did go out. Obviously, the big signing in this offseason was Pete Alonso. Which is a pretty big move for the Baltimore Orioles to go out and make. And I think he's going to make a big impact in this lineup. So I will say I think their lineup is going to be in pretty good hands, but it's going to be all up to the rotation and also what that bullpen can do. If they can shore that up a little more, I think they'll be good. But the AL East, as we know, is a very, very difficult division to win. Obviously competing with the likes of the Yankees and the Red Sox, as well as obviously what the Blue Jays have done the last couple seasons as well. So
they almost did it. They almost did it.
They came so close. They came so close.
They almost toppled the Empire, those ragtag group of players.
really the only team that's not competitive is the Rays. So, and even they could make some noise this year. So
They're
it's
back
just
in their stadium, aren't they?
to believe so. Yeah.
Finally,
finally.
fixed the roof. They're not playing in a spring training stadium.
Yeah, that was crazy. But
What a crazy time that was.
we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a tough season. If the Orioles are going to make the playoffs, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a wild card type of season. I don't think this team is good enough to go out and outright win the division. They're not quite there yet. But some of their star players like Adley Rutschman, like it's getting to the point now where he's been on this team now for I want to say like 7 years. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 6 years. But he's getting to that point where they have to start winning something. They have to start putting something together because that time runs out, unfortunately, and you can't always keep your star players forever. And it has to be this year or it has to be in the next couple years, I think, and because they haven't really locked down any of these guys like Gunnar Henderson, Jackson Holiday. I'm missing a couple guys, Kobe Mayo, guys like that who are kind of the future of this team. They gotta go out and sign those guys still. So, I'm feeling pretty positive about the season. But, they had a brutal stretch last year after the All-Star break where they just could not hit the baseball at all. And, for me, that's my biggest concern is if they have this great lineup on paper, but they can't hit the ball regardless. So that's really what it's going to boil down to because really their pitching didn't really hurt them too much after the All-Star break last year. It was just ice-cold hitting is what hurt them down the stretch. So feeling confident that they can do better at that this year.
Ask me about my confidence level in the Nationals.
Well, I think I already know, but Kirby, how are you feeling about your 2026 Washington Nationals?
Probably 40, 50 games, one max.
Damn, that's really bad.
I mean, it's a young team. They traded away Mackenzie Gore, getting young prospects in the farm system. They have a coach who's like, 33, 34?
Yeah, coach is really young.
GM. I mean, they just want to start young. They want a young team. I don't think I know a single guy on this starting lineup, opening day roster, or anything. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be in for the long haul. Thank God 2019 we won a World Series because that was the best team Washington had, and they took the Astros to 7 games. So, I mean, I get what they're doing, and this goes back to ownership. Ownership needs to pay some more money for some higher players, some big name players. You don't really get that with ownership there, but still, you see what they're doing. They're young talent, young farm system talent. Some of them have panned out, some of them haven't. Mackenzie Gore was one of those who did, but they traded him away. So, I mean, it's going to be a long season for sure. I won't really know many of the players on the team, but it's going to be a learning adjustment, that's for sure, between new manager, new general manager, and working together to get the best product. I do think they want to take steps in the right direction to get where they were once before in 2019 when they won a World Series, but it's going to take a lot of work for this Washington Nationals team. But it all starts with a new regime and manager, general manager, new front office, and we'll see how it goes from there. But this team is very, 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 very young from what I'm seeing.
Well, and to me, nothing's going to change until this team is sold. That's just how it is. They've shown time and time again they aren't willing to spend the money.
Wait, are the Nationals up for sale?
They were at one point, and I don't really know what happened, but let me see if they're still for sale. They were put up for sale. I think it was a couple years ago now. Let me check. But for me, like, until this team is sold, nothing's going to change because the Lerner family has proven that they're not going to spend the money it takes to bring in,
well,
solid
I think that's
players.
been the biggest issue in baseball from what I've been seeing is that, like, you got owners like the Dodgers owners who are just spending money, burning cash. Like, they don't care.
Yeah,
they're getting
outfielder.
And they have, just a plethora of talent. But then you got teams like Washington who aren't willing to shell out cash. And that's why I think it's less wanting a cap and more so wanting a floor.
You want both.
A minimum, of like what you have to spend, on your players, so that you do your market justice, because I think it's correct. Like, since 2019, and that 2019 team was a surprise that they even got that far to the World Series and won it, because they had just lost Bryce Harper from what I remember. Bryce Harper goes to the Phillies, that off season before that. And then hilariously, the Nationals go and win the World Series before he does. And Harper still hasn't won a World Series, correct?
Correct.
I don't think so.
Correct. He does not have a ring.
Yeah. So that was Soto when he was young too. But
that was either his rookie season or his second season. Yeah, he
was young. Like he was super young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, like they kind of lucked into that title. And
he did.
Yeah, just since then, it just doesn't feel like they ever really capitalized on that, World Series.
So it looks like 2 years ago they delisted the team for sale. I think it was for sale for a while. So I must have missed that. But
interesting. I wonder
now
why
they
didn't sell.
They are now out of this contract deal with the Orioles with the MASN network, and I think that was a big holdup with them just not getting an equal part of media. The media rights in baseball are also very strange and different.
It's all regional,
it's regional networks, and it's a mess.
And that's where a lot of these baseball teams make their money. Is
exactly
on the regional.
That's exactly how they make their money.
Not on the national,
And the Orioles stiffed the Nats.
Well, they didn't, because the Nats were able to finally get out of the deal. So. I think it's the best thing for both teams going forward. The Orioles get, obviously, everything from MASN, and the Nats are able to explore their own options, which I think this year, I forget what they're going to do, but it should be a lot more accessible for Nats fans to watch them.
Aren't they?
It's like MLB TV
or right? Like
MLB Advanced Media, whatever it's called. Their MLB thing, which I think most teams will end up going to that model eventually if they're able to get a fair shake, or at least similar to what
nobody has cable anymore.
Right. And it's so fractured and segmented. It's hard to watch like different. Like if you're on one coast and you want to watch your team on.
But then there's like the weird blackout rules.
The blackout rules are. It's very old school, and that's the thing too that the MLB
and
needs.
Granted, baseball's an old sport, so
right
makes sense.
But they have to come into the 21st century, I think, at some point.
I agree.
To me, the dam's going to break at some point. Like the stuff with the salary cap, obviously, owners being frustrated that the Dodgers and the Yankees, especially, but the Dodgers more than any other team because they've done it the last 3 seasons.
I mean, have you seen who they just got? That outfielder, like 4 years, $240 million.
Yeah, it's absurd.
We should have played baseball, guys.
It is absurd.
The baseball money is absurd.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And the thing is that baseball is not necessarily even that popular a sport. So I'm just always wondering, like, how do these guys have this money to pay them? Like, they're not necessarily bringing the eyeballs anymore. Like, sure, it's fun to watch Ohtani play, but how often do you ever like go out of your way to really watch him play? Like the only time I ever watched baseball is if the World Series is at a Game 7. That's the only time I've ever watched.
And I think the players like Ohtani are the reason why, right? Like the international exposure in other countries to Major League Baseball is still pretty strong. More than a lot of other leagues. Obviously, I think the NBA you could compare it to is you have a lot of international players play, but it's a different. It's different. But it's just absurd that these teams can go out and spend $240 million on one player. Like it's just crazy to fathom. But that's kind of how baseball is, and until they get a salary cap, and like Carlos said, because I think this needs to be done too, a minimum spending, because some of these teams
don't spend enough.
Don't spend anything, like at all. And I think the Nats have been at the bottom of that the last.
Who is it? Seasons. Is it Milwaukee who only spends like $80 million or something like that?
Let me see.
It's one of the smaller market teams that like they like I think like Ohtani's contract is worth more than the entire payroll of some teams.
So if you look at payroll, the Marlins were last year.
Oh yeah, the Marlins are one. The Marlins have a crappy stadium from what I understand.
Yeah, they really butchered that stadium when they built it, I think, quite frankly. But $86 million payroll, that's it. That's absurd. And then you have
like Patrick Mahomes makes more than that a year.
Right. And then the Mets last year obviously had the highest payroll. Sorry.
Dodgers still had the highest payroll.
Dodgers, right. And then the Mets were second with 400 million. Oh,
yeah, that's right. Because the Mets are trying. The Mets are trying to finally get over that hump.
Yeah.
God, so it must be miserable being a Mets fan. It just sounds like they're just always miserable.
They just spend money to just get nowhere. Like it's crazy to me.
I mean, they made it to the World Series like a couple years back.
That's true.
But then they just completely butchered that.
Yeah.
They like collapsed, didn't they?
They did. They certainly did. Yeah, baseball needs to be totally like changed for sure.
At least on the financial side.
Well,
yeah, it's absurd.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think anything beats that World Series we were treated to last season.
Wait, what? One more
the
time.
World Series.
I didn't. Wait, what?
I don't think. What did I just say? I said I don't think anything would top the World Series we were treated to last season.
It was a pretty look. It was a very entertaining World Series. It was. You can't deny that. Like it was super entertaining.
Totally
if
agree.
Only Toronto had been able to do it, though.
Yeah, America was rooting for Toronto.
I think that far away.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, how did it went? Well, it was like they were leading in Game 6, right? And then the Dodgers made a comeback, and then
I feel like Toronto had some errors or something. They definitely had
Toronto
some
like collapsed in Game 6 or something like that. Like they had it, and then
Game 7 was all within the Dodgers.
Game 7 was, God, I can't actually remember how it went.
I feel like the Dodgers got the momentum in Game 6, and then Game 7, it was just kind of a given that they were going to win. At least it felt that way to me.
Hold on,
but I have to check again.
Yeah, let me remind myself. Hold on, 2020.
Yeah, it was crazy. MLB playoff games are very exciting to watch. That's not to lie, but I mean, just in general, when the Dodgers are paying so much money when other teams can't for players, that's where really lies.
Okay. So let me refresh y'all's memories real quick.
I was
so Game 1, like the Blue Jays completely dominated. They won 11-4. Game 2, the Dodgers tie it 5-1. Game 3, it was 6-5 Dodgers, so they go up 2-1. Game 4, the Blue Jays tie it with a 6-2 win. Game 5, the Blue Jays take it again with 6-1, and at that point, people were like, "Oh my God, they could do it because it's 2 games going back to Toronto."
Yep.
And they stole a couple games in LA, so that puts it. Actually, they stole 3 of their wins were in their 3 wins were in Los Angeles, weren't they? No, 1 was in Toronto.
Yeah, two were in. Yep.
Yeah, 2 were in LA. 1 was in Toronto. Game 6 was Game 6 actually was the Dodgers actually had it completely because it was 3-1 and all the runs came in the 3rd inning.
That's right.
So it wasn't Game 6. It was Game 7. That was the interesting one because that one ended 5-4.
Yeah.
And that was the one where Toronto in the 3rd inning got 3 runs. Then the Dodgers got 1 in the 4th inning.
Yep.
The Blue Jays go up 4-1 in the 6th. No, I'm sorry, 4-2 in the 6th inning because they both got 1 run in that one. And then from there, they were in the 8th inning, and then the Dodgers got 1. So then it was 4-3. And then in the 9th inning, the Dodgers tied it. And then in the 11th inning is when the Dodgers took it home. So
Yeah,
it
the
was game
Dodgers-
7. That was that epic game. Now it's coming
yeah.
back to me.
Dodgers had the late surge in game
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
They
Where,
had to they had to come back.
Yeah, they had a fight to come back, and then by that point, by the extra innings, they had all the momentum.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I think this is a rule for a couple years in the MLB, but in extra innings, you get that runner, that starting runner on second base.
I think eventually they got there.
Yeah,
in extra innings. Yeah.
So crazy World Series last year. I hope this year's lives up to that. But obviously, we don't even know yet. But
and hopefully next year's
not the
Super
Dodgers.
Bowl, we get a good one, because my God, we've had 2 stinkers.
Yeah, we had 2 bad ones in a row, so the next one has to be better. So we'll see.
So let's wrap this up. I just have a question to pose to Carlos. Carlos, you made a statement in our group text about these standings.
I did not make a statement. I just made some corrections.
Yes, and what are those corrections to the Kirby on Sports Pickup?
Give me 1 second.
To clarify, to state the record as fact.
On
episode 247 of
Kirby,
the
if you
Kirby on
keep
Sports
bragging
Podcast.
about this, I'm going to not do it.
No, I just wanted to set the record straight. That's all.
So, upon further review, we had made a mistake in our Super Bowl post-game show where we said that Kirby had finished in 3rd. In reality, Kirby finished in 2nd because we had gotten the rule confused with the Price is Right clause, and Kirby came the closest to the final score point total without going over. At the final score point total was 42. Kirby predicted 41. So therefore, stating Kirby has actually finished in 2nd place. I finished in 3rd place. And of course, Dan had been long in the Kirby zone, had already claimed that. And then, of course, Jackie won the pick'ems.
You said Dan in the Kirby zone?
We're still doing this gag, huh?
Anywho.
I can't wait till next year when you're back in the Kirby zone, Kirby. It'll be right your rightful spot.
It's just funny
again.
because had we not brought in the secret picker, Kirby would have won this year.
Yeah,
he would have gotten his first title, but because you stooges had to go 7 games behind me and forced me to bring in a secret picker, Kirby lost out on his title.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad Jackie won then, if that's the sacrifice that had to be made. So,
well, look, somebody had to take it off of me, and you know what? I'm glad it was Jackie and not Kirby.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, I think we covered a wide variety of topics.
Yes.
We didn't touch on World Cup.
Hey, that's coming right around
There's
the corner.
nothing to touch on World Cup yet. We're not there.
No, it's too soon, yeah.
But yeah, in closing, we are going to bring you the best content that we can as the off season provides.
We'll pick back up around the World Cup.
Hopefully some more content coverage, interviews, who knows. Figures.
Let's go cover some soccer games. Let's go cover some Washington Spirit games.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. But
it's suits also. We'll start asking very, stupid questions. What's your Waffle House order?
Listen, this football season was a lot of fun, and we're going to keep this going throughout the course of the off season. And I mean, maybe a limited capacity, but still we'll be with you and doing some stuff.
More reduced capacity. You're not going to get us every week like you normally do, but the 3-man booth will be doing off-season podcasts, just not at the schedule that we've been doing them for the NFL season. Because, as you can see, there's not a whole lot to really talk about right now because we're, sure we had the Olympics going on and we could talk about that, but we kind of did. We got March Madness coming up. We got, NHL and NBA playoffs that we could probably talk about. Like I said, World Cup in the summer.
It's an exciting time coming up.
Always exciting time.
And then by the time that's done,
with Dan and Carlos for that right here on the Kirby on Sports Pod.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's cooked.
He froze.
He's cooked. Oh, he's cooked. Oh, no.
This is the perfect way to end this episode.
Oh, no. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's it for us. We will catch you guys on the next one.
So I guess
Peace. I guess you like zoomed out. So
no. Oh wait.
just stop.
I was like,
that
am I
was
left
a
out?
disaster.
Everything froze on my end.
Yeah, you froze. Your internet
Froze.
went out for a second.
Everything froze on my end.
What a better way to end this podcast.
It's just, what's the word? Perfecto.
It's poetic.
Poetic.
Thanks to all of our sponsors, Frederick County Parks and Rec, PM Plus Reserve, Shenandoah Primitives, Mark Francis with Icon Real Estate, Barrett, Pest, and Termite Services, Mark Lynch with Guild Mortgage, Shenandoah Music, Icon Media, On the Road Driving School, Nulook Landscaping, and Barry Pearson with Equipment Share Advanced Solutions, along with Don't Sleep Energy. What a great way to close this show with a internet outage.
Got it. I know what one of our episodes is going to be in the off season.
What?
Kirby finally getting those pancakes.
Yes. Yes.
It must happen. It must happen.
Thank you, Carlos. I had something in the back of my head about
And the
pancakes.
thing is
and I
that
couldn't remember what it
there's
was.
an IHOP close to Dan's house. So you know what?
Walking distance.
We will be doing this challenge
Yes, sir.
this year. That's all I got.
All right. Boys, thank you so much. And until next time, looking forward to our next episode.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning
Oh my
in.
God.
Find us everywhere you get your podcasts, and we will catch you next time.